Well, good morning, friends and followers. Happy Monday morning. I cannot believe that we're in the middle of September already. Where in the world has this year gone? COVID-19, I think, has all of us just in a swirl relative to our time. Anyway, my name is Kristin Kaufman. For those of y'all whom I've not had the opportunity to meet, I'm in the business of helping people build the lives and careers that they want. And every Monday morning, we come here together at 8 o'clock with Have a Seat with Kristin. And that's an homage to the 3 books that I've written entitled, Is This Seat Taken? And the answer is the seat has been taken by you if you've joined us. And we come together to share little nuggets, insights, perceptions, tips about how we can indeed build the life and the career that we want. And this morning, I'm actually going to focus on how to optimize and maximize our time. Because last week, I actually had a conversation with one of my clients talking about how she was just splatter painting is the word I use, splatter painting with her time. She was working really hard, but not feeling like she was really accomplishing anything because she was so busy and she had so many irons in the fire. And it was just hard to stay focused and to really get done the things that she needed to get done. So today I want to just share 5 tips that have actually helped me over the course of my career. And some days I do better than others, but these have always served me well. And I'm hopeful that they will with you as well. So the first thing that I do, and I coach my clients to do this as well, I always plan my week in advance. So on Sunday, I have my act together on Sunday afternoon, and I plan out what's going to happen for the rest of the week. Now, does that still allow for me to be spontaneous and to do things that I don't have on the list? Absolutely. But it gives me some guardrails on which I need to focus for the week. So planning that week in advance on Sunday, and then I take it even a notch further. I end every day in my office by planning out what I need to do the next day. So like yesterday on Sunday, I actually had this list for Monday, and I've got those are big chunks, by the way. There's a lot more detail than just those 7 things. But they give me, again, buckets of things that I know that I need to do the next day so that I don't worry about it when I go to bed. I don't worry about it the next morning when I wake up. I have my action plan for the day already determined, already outlined. Certainly there is room for me to be intercepted and to have things that potentially may happen outside of that list, but it gives me areas on which to focus. So that is my first tip. Plan out your week in advance. Plan out the next day, the night before, so that you have your big rocks, the things that you know that you need to get done listed, and you have an action plan. So that's number 1. Number 2, I set reminders on my calendar every day for the daily goals that I have. So I actually map out, this is going to sound really anal, but I actually map out my days and I say things, from this time to this time, I'm going to do this. And that way my calendar reminds me when I perhaps may have gotten sucked into Facebook or sucked into LinkedIn or some sort of social media jail, so to speak. It'll ping me and I know that I really need to be focusing on the things that I had on my list. So that's the second thing. Set these in your calendar so that you will have pings or reminders so that you stay on task for the day. Okay, the third thing, do the most important and do the ickiest thing first. So, for example, in the mornings, if I have something that is really gnarly, like for example, for those of y'all who have not been following me, I launched an online course on Saturday, and I had a lot of curriculum to get built. And I've got most of it built, but there are still some things that I need to do. And some of that was hard, to be honest. It took a lot of brain power. So I did that early in the morning because my biorhythms are much better in the morning, which is why I do these at 8 o'clock on Monday morning than they are in the afternoon. I kind of lose my juju at the end of the day. So, choose the time of day and do the ickiest things first. And if you're an afternoon or an evening person, you might want to consider, sandwiching whatever your hardest tasks are in the time of day that is your best time of day. For me, it's in the morning. So that's tip number 3. Tip number 4, stop multitasking. And I know that seems cray-cray because especially women, we are great at multitasking. We can coach our children and stir a pot of soup and fold clothes and do all of that all at one time. But what happens when we're working and we're trying to multitask, we actually lose, and this has been scientifically proven, 40% of our abilities when we are trying to do multiple things at one time. So I have really tried, especially since becoming an entrepreneur, to segment my day. And I mean, I zero in on what it is that I need to do. And I don't allow myself to search Facebook or read an email or take a phone call. I just really hone in on that area that I need to focus on. And then then I'll take a break, which I'm going to go to in a minute. But I'm encouraging all of us to minimize this whole multitasking thing, because we think we're getting a lot more done, but we really aren't. And if we are getting stuff done, it's probably getting done in somewhat of a subpar way. So that's tip number 4. And the last tip is take breaks. Before COVID-19, every day I would go to yoga at noon. Noon was my time to do yoga because my morning had been uber productive. I knew that I was going to be in the afternoon, and I typically have a little bit of a slump in an energy pattern in the afternoon. So when I would do yoga at noon, it gave me a little bit of oomph for my energy, and it got me set for the next part of the day. So whatever it is that is best for you, take breaks. I actually have a client who sets on her watch to stand up, every 45 minutes to an hour. And even if you just stand up and walk around the desk or do, a couple of, foldovers, or maybe you do a jumping jack or two, whatever it is that'll get your blood going, do that frequently, because when we do that, we definitely reset and recharge our self and our mind and our body. So those are my 5 tips. For those of y'all who've just joined, I'm Kristin Kaufman. I'm the founder of Alignment Inc. And every Monday morning we come together on Have a Seat with Kristin. And I try to offer up just a couple of nuggets that may help us build and create the lives that we want. And for those of y'all who may be interested in being aware of when my online courses are being launched, just tag me below. Just say online in the comments section, and I'll be sure that I notify you when my next online course is going to be launched. We have a full house for the next 2 weeks for the course that I'm facilitating now. That course, just in case you're interested, was all about how to build and create the life you want. If you're stuck, if you're not in the career that you want, if you are just graduated from college and you're not sure where to start, if you're in the career that you want but you don't know how to get promoted, I really try to focus in on what makes you tick. What are the things that you can hone in on to really get the most out of yourself and create the life that you want? There are like 4 big modules that we're going to focus on, and I've condensed it all into 2 Power Punch weeks. So people in 2 weeks are going to have the tools that they need to get themselves self-directed and to find the way in which they want to contribute going forward. So with that, make it a great week and a great Monday. I'm Kristin Kaufman. I have loved having a seat with you this morning, and I hope the nuggets that I shared are a benefit to you. Make it a great day.